Hello, my name is Beth Schmoose, and I am the instructional coach at Lanier School for Inquiry, Investigation, and Innovation, or LSI-3. My school is located in Hall County, Georgia, in the Hall County school system. I have worked at LSI-3 for 8 years, and this is my first year as the instructional coach. The purpose of this presentation is to present the disaggregated data, milestones data, for the 3rd through 5th grades for the 2017 through 2020 school years to my school improvement team. It is my desire to present this data in a concise manner and convey the patterns observed through the data, identify possible causes for low gains in proficient learner categories on the Georgia milestones, and identify the next steps in the moving students along the learning continuum more rapidly. Here are some questions for you to think about during the presentation of this data. What are the current strengths for students in the reading and math? What are the current weaknesses for students in reading and math? What changes can teachers implement to impact a positive change? What short-term data is needed to assist teachers in order to better support students? The College and Career Ready Performance Index, or CCRPI, is Georgia's tool for annually measuring how well its schools, districts, and the state are helping students achieve their goals. It provides a comprehensive roadmap to help educators, families, and community members promote and improve college and career readiness for all students. The CCRPI can be used for communication and continuous improvement. According to the Governor's Office of Student Achievement, the CCRPI includes 4 main components: achievement, progress achievement gap, and challenge points. These components, encompassing multiple indicators, are combined for a total CCRPI score on a scale of 0 to 100, with a possibility of 10 additional points. The CCRPI also reports other information such as the performance of student subgroups, school climate, and financial efficiency status. Lanier's most recent CCRPI single score is 83.3, or a letter grade of B. This is up from a C in 2018 and in 2017. In 2019, Lanier outscored both the county at 72.4% and the state at 75.9% with the CCRPI score. Lanier Elementary School's overall performance is higher than 77% of schools in the state and is higher than its district. Its student academic growth is higher than 51% of schools in the state, but lower than its district. The economically disadvantaged population stayed the same at 53%, approximately 245 students, based on free and reduced lunch, and makes LSI-3 a Title I school. The ELL population has increased by 3%, from 78 students in 2017-18 to 83 students in 2018-19. The SPED population also increased with a 2.3% increase, from 42 students in 2018-19 and 53 students in 2019-20. The gifted enrollment decreased by 8.7%. The number of students served through the Early Intervention Program, or EIP, increased due to the reduced class size model. The student mobility rate decreased by 1% from 2017 to 2018, but is at 17.8%, which is higher than the county average. However, data is not available for the 2019-20 school year. Teachers need to be intentional in monitoring student achievement based on demographics to evaluate instructional and delivery effectiveness and to provide specific strategies or lessons to meet the individual needs of students. The population of Lanier has shown a continuous decrease in students from 553 in the 2016-17 school year to 525 in the 2017-18 school year, down to 515 in the 2018-19 school year. The 2018-19 population consisted of 28% Hispanic, 66% white, 1% Asian, 1% Black, and 4% multiracial. The number of students who are absent 5 or fewer days has decreased by 6% from the 2016-17 school year to the 2018-19 school year. However, there was a 6.5% increase in the number of students absent for 6 to 15 days. Approximately 11% of the students at Lanier are absent for more than 15 days. Lanier continues to have experienced teachers with multiple advanced degrees and on average 17 years experience. An additional 4 teachers received their gifted endorsement, bringing the total to 19 this past school year. The school's high retention rate dropped minimally in 2020 related to the pandemic. Lanier Instructional Leadership staff effectively participates in ongoing professional learning throughout each school year. This professional learning has continued to enhance teacher practices that impact student learning and achievement. We suspect the COVID pandemic has made some professional learning more challenging, but Lanier teachers have continued to work towards closing achievement gaps for all its students. Now, on to the milestones. The content is weighted differently in each grade level based on the content area. The Georgia Milestones weight for 3rd grade math sets numbers and operations at its highest percentage of 35, measurement and data at the next highest with 30%, operations and algebraic thinking at 25%, and leaving only 10% of the test to geometry. In 4th grade, numbers and operations based on fractions is 30%. Next, with the operations and algebraic thinking at 20%, as well as measurement and data at 20%, and number and operations in base 10 at 20%, with 10% the final being left at geometry. Fifth grade milestones math has 30% at numbers and operations based on fractions, 25% at numbers and operations in base 10, 20% of it is measurement and data, 15% is geometry, and 10% is operations and algebraic thinking. Each test for 3rd, 4th, and 5th is weighted the same in ELA. 47% is based on writing and language, while 53% of the test is based on reading and vocabulary. The percentage of developing learners in ELA dropped significantly, while the proficient and distinguished learners increased from 2017-18 to the 2018-19. The same information can be said about comparison of the math scores from the 2017-18 to 2018-19 school years. While there are upward trends seen, there is still a high percentage of students who are performing at the beginning learner level. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, instructional time was decreased from extended pre-planning, staggered student start dates, increased absences and quarantines, frequent breaks, sanitation breaks, fewer students permitted into groups, and transitions between virtual and face-to-face learning. Student engagement is also impacted due to delivery model restrictions such as no community carpet areas and limitations with group and partner work. Because of these factors, we believe the balanced literacy and math workshop models scores will be negatively impacted, and significant drop in scores are expected to come in the next years. In ELA, the percentage of beginning learners and proficient learners decreased, while the percentage of developing learners increased. This is not a trend that we want to continue, and more focus is needed on literacy instruction. Time needs to be spent digging into the literacy data in order to determine the exact domain students are having the most difficulty with. In addition, the percentage of students scoring as a distinguished or proficient learner both dropped, while the percentage of beginning learners increased. Lanier's fifth graders are making consistent progress in mastering math facts in all operations and writing opinion paragraphs. This percentage is based on the 2019-2021 Hall County School District Balanced Scorecard data. In addition, the fifth graders are making consistent gains in their math scores in the Distinguished Learners category. While the number of students scoring Distinguished Learner in ELA overall, the number of developing learners dropped while the number of proficient learners increased. Data discussion. Reading at or above the grade level target in third grade. 56.2% of its third grade students are reading at or above the grade level target, and that is higher than both the Hall County and state of Georgia averages. Lanier Elementary School performs better than schools compared to them. Lanier Elementary School performs better compared to similar schools. Reading at or above the grade level target for fifth grade. The percent of students in grade 5 achieving Lexile measure equal to or greater than 920. 59.2% of fifth graders met or exceeded the fifth grade reading test in 2019. This was higher than the Hall County average, but slightly below the state of Georgia. This is slightly different than in 2018, where Lanier fifth grades outperformed both the county and state with 56.4% meeting or exceeding expectations. So, to summarize some of our strengths, Lanier continues to have experienced and effective teachers. A high percentage of teachers have multiple advanced degrees. Average teaching experience is 17 years, and we have a high retention rate of our teachers. We are also a Title I school, which means we have an extra allotment of federal funds available for both teacher and student supplies. Some areas of improvement. Approximately 11% of the students at Lanier had 15 or more absences throughout the year and are considered habitual absentees. We also need professional development that is occurring not only vertically, but also dedicated time to digging down into specific data. Teachers need to dedicate to learning about differentiated instructional strategies at the Tier 1 level and think about possibly changing what they're doing to impact how the students are performing. Lanier Instructional Leadership Questions. How can we decrease the percentage of students who are absent 15 or more days? How can we develop professional learning time for teachers to systematically dig into data? And how can administrators and teachers work together to identify instructional strategies to improve Tier 1 instruction for all students? With an elbow partner, discuss the questions from the previous slide. Write an action plan for how to format a professional learning experience for all team members. And analyze and discover research-based instructional strategies for both ELA and math. Be sure to identify any additional concerns or questions you may have. I'm here to help, and I love partnering with you.